Hey everybody, this is Scott, the Poor Prepper. Today I'm going to talk about the whole panicking over the coronavirus thing. Now, I got my computer monitor here with some notes I want to get to. Normally I just talk off the top of my head. This time I'm actually got some notes. So, I've seen a lot of TV coverage and I've seen a lot of people blaming, always the president, blaming, he's this, he's that, he's these, he's those. I never see them saying anything on how could solve the problem. I want to say it was a Navy SEAL that once told me a simple saying that has stuck with me for decades. Winners give results, losers give excuses. From what I'm seeing on TV, I'm seeing a lot of losers and not many winners. The president is actually trying to get some stuff done. The Democrats are standing against him. Both sides need to stop it and come together, work together to make America safer. I'm not going to say make America great again, keep America great. No, keep America safe. The two sides are not. Republicans and Democrats are not working together. They're both bad. They're both wrong. I wish we could vote all of them out of office. I'm a libertarian. I don't like any of them except for Trump. Now, if they're going to complain, they should complain the way they do in the military. And how's that? It's like, well, there's been times when I was in the military, I'd go up to an officer and say, hey, sir, there's a problem, this is the problem, and I have a possible solution to the problem, and I'd explain my idea of a solution. Now, normally with me, I had bad luck because most of my solutions had gaping flaws in them, which the officer would politely point out. But sometimes the officer would be like, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's try this and run with it. And sometimes it improved the situation. That's the problem we have here. There's a lot of people laying blame, and there's only one person putting out any ideas. The president's putting out ideas, nobody else is. Now people will say, well, Joe Biden's putting out ideas. Yeah, that seems like the same ideas the president did 1 or 2 months ago. Now, I don't want to get into specifics. It would take too long. I want to keep this video short and to the point. I remember when, now this is going to date my age. I remember when there was a Russian leader of the Soviet Union, not a Russian leader, Soviet leader, and he was called Leonid Brezhnev. One time he had a heart attack, and a cartoon in a newspaper came out, and it had one little picture. Here's a door open with a Politburo member looking out the door at a guard yelling at him going, Brezhnev had a heart attack. Go arrest somebody. And that's what I see in our media. Hey, we have this virus. Blame Trump. You know what? How about we solve a problem? Solve the problem. Then lay blame. After the problem is solved, lay all the blame you want. Now we got China blaming America. So the Democrats are blaming America. China's blaming America. Something's wrong there. How about Democrats and Republicans start working together? Now there's a talk about a relief bill in the Congress. I'm almost terrified to even see what it is because it's honestly, I don't see it helping the average everyday American. Now, Geraldo Rivera was on Fox News earlier. What did he talk about? They should do what the Chinese, not Chinese, the Hawaiian lady who was running for president, Tulsi Gabbard, and the guy Yang. They wanted to give $1,000 to everybody. You know what? And maybe every month. You know what? How about just do that one time? $1,000 for everybody who works in America. Everybody who pays taxes gets $1,000. And it's not a prepayment on next year's taxes. This is free and clear. That right there would stimulate the economy. Also, do what President Trump is saying. Employers, if you have a employee who is sick, you got to give them free time, paid time off so they can stay home and not infect everybody else. Infecting, one person infecting an entire company. What if one person at Walmart goes to work sick because they cannot afford to stay home? What happens then? How many thousands of people that go to that Walmart and work at that Walmart in that one day could be exposed. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying that happened. But President Trump is right. We need to make employers pay for the time off. And if nothing else, let the government do it. Call it unemployment insurance or something like that, or coronavirus insurance. You know, give each person, you know, a regular 40-hour paycheck for the 2 weeks they're off. For 40 hours each week for the 2 weeks they're off. That way, people are not having no choice but to go to work while they're sick. Now, for those people who want to whine and cry a lot about politicians this, politicians that, you know, part of me understands, but I'm 53. I'm tired of the whining and crying. If you don't like your politicians, we have this thing called an election. Vote their dumb butts out of office. A lot of people say it can't be done. Once they get in office, they are entrenched. I got one name for you. One person in the Congress right now proves that anybody who is fully, totally, 100% entrenched and they're always going to get reelected, one person proves that that entrenched person can be defeated. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Personally, I don't like her, but by God, she defeated that one guy who was entrenched. You got to give her kudos. She did what nobody thought she could. She stood up, said, yes, I can, and I'm going to. By God, A.O.C., good job for you. I don't like your politics, but good job for you. She is proof that anybody can be voted out of office. The big problem we're going to have, like the idea of $1,000 for everybody, Mitch the Turtle McConnell, he's going to say, well, let's just give everybody $50 because he doesn't like poor people and middle class people. He only likes the rich elitists. He is a never Trumper, and he is part of the swamp, and he loves being part of the swamp. He loves being Senate Majority Leader. Ladies and gentlemen, my view, if he doesn't want to do what's right for the American people, let's turn him into political turtle soup and vote his dumb butt out of office. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do it. Right now, as I see it, this whole thing is being politicized by both sides, and it should stop. Now, honestly, the Democrats are just blaming Trump for everything, and they're not trying to come up with a solution. This is right now, today, there's a chance. Let's see what the bill is that the Democrats are talking about in the House. Is it really, truly going to help? Right now, one part of it is saying all employers have to pay sick leave. I'm 53. Every employer I've ever worked for had sick leave. So I'm a little lost on why they're even wasting time with that. That's not going to help me. It's not going to help people who are sick. Because guess what? The employer can say, hey, your sick leave is used up. Democrats are just, and with that little one example, Democrats are just putting lipstick on a pig, trying to make it look like they're doing something. How about do something, Democrats? You want me to help stimulate the economy? Give me some money. I'll stimulate the economy. I will. I'll use Amazon. I'll use Walmart. I'll use grocery stores. I will stimulate the economy. You give me $1,000, not one penny of it's going into savings. It's all going to be used because I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm Poe. Now, one thing I noticed, a lot of people don't talk about, China is coming back. It's doing great. Okay, fine. But think about it. China has gulags. 1 million Muslims are in gulags in China. I don't agree with political prisoners. I don't agree with gulags. That's wrong. And somebody on Fox News this morning said that those Muslims, a lot of Muslims who are in gulags, which are political prisoners, they're basically slave labor, those Muslims are being used in Nike factories. So I'm not boycotting Nike. I just don't buy it because they use slave labor. That's me personally. If anybody wants to buy Nike, go for it. I personally don't care. What I do is just for me and me alone, and I'm not trying to tell anybody to join me, because guess what? I'm not trying to be part of any group, and I don't want people forming up behind me. If you want to do something, you go do it. You want to form a group, you go do it. Leave me out of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions, leave a comment. Or poorprepper13, that is poorprepper13 @gmail.com. And please, call the politicians in Washington and tell them what you think. If you agree with me politically, fine. If you don't agree with me politically, that's fine too. Call your politicians. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or anywhere in between. Call your politicians and tell them what you think. Have a good night.